Oh boy. All right. Oh boy. So my phone ran out of storage. I'm on my phone right now. I don't have my computer hooked up, so I have to kind of redo this. I'm doing this live and stuff like that, but that's okay. You can just rewatch it once this live thing is posted. Um, okay, so let me start from the beginning. Uh, Basically, I'm going on this journey. I'm going on this journey alone. I don't want people to go on it with me. Um, it's going to be a philosophical journey. Uh, it's going to be a spiritual journey. Um, and basically, I'm going to try to reach a higher level of myself. Um, I'm going to improve myself. I'm going to be doing things that not many people on this planet do. And when I mean not many people, I mean like 95% of this planet. You see, you have people who live. Okay, let me say this. So, oh crap. Okay. So basically, what you have is, ooh, why is it like that? What you have is you basically have people who they live. Man, my train of thought is lost now. Okay, I'll explain it to you this way. I watch this guy, Primitive Technology, on YouTube, and I've been following him since his first video. I'm like one of his first, like maybe 30 subscribers. And he does videos on basically going into the wilderness of Australia and building things out of dirt and wood and stone. Basically rock, dirt, clay, stuff like that. And he also plants food out there, like he'll plant potatoes out there um, and stuff like that. He'll catch fish, out of the small like streams of water and river and stuff like that. He'll catch squirrels and eat them, various rodents and small animals. But he basically builds things and shows you that you can live, you can, do things just by doing this. Like he'll build furnaces. He built a hut. He basically created tiles for roofing out of clay. Um, so he even created little iron pith drills. He managed to create iron out of the ground. And stuff like that, pottery. And so basically, I, I I started to think like, what are we doing here with all these computers and cars and all this stuff when we could be surviving that way? It doesn't require any money. It just requires you to be out in the dirt and the forest. It just requires the earth. What the heck is all this money, all of this crap that we are, living with and living in? I'm not saying we should all go, do that. I know that the Amish do that, at least some of them, and then some of them might live like it's 1900 or 1920, but there are some that are still 1800s, like still living like it's 1800 and stuff. And hey, I'm all for that. What I'm not for is like people want to live in like these fake virtual reality worlds. They want to live in some futuristic city, what we would call futuristic, like the Line or the Merkaba. I'm not for that. That actually needs to be destroyed. We need to stop thinking that way. Those ideologies need to get out of the human mind. Yeah, that's stupid. I don't advocate for that stuff, and neither should you. Okay. Your choice, your choice, you know. But so basically, I started watching those, and I was like, wow, this is pretty interesting. And I started looking at more videos like that, not the fake ones, not the ones where they use tractors and they use modern technology, and then they'll show them chiseling away with their hand, and it's like, oh, that's cool. No, those are all the fake channels. But I know others who kind of do what he does, but they live that lifestyle, and stuff like that. Well, here in the United States, we would call them mountain men or mountain women. Um, you know, so as I keep watching his videos, I keep seeing that he goes from zero to hero. Like, you look at the strength that he has. You look at his muscle mass. You look at his physiological self and being has increased tenfold. He's gone from here to here in just a matter of like even 2 years, even 5 years. It takes a long time. It doesn't take 6 months. It takes a few years. But I've seen the transformation. All the people who watch his channels, I've seen the transformation. He has written a book about the stuff that he does, and uh, many other things. I mean, these are the people that we should be looking at on this planet. These are the people that we should learn from. We should not learn from the people like Jordan B. Peterson, who sits, with a nice suit and tie and makes a bunch of money. Like, those people that's not even a man. Or Andrew Tate, that's not what a man is. Are you kidding me? Forget the males who are females today. I'm not going to go that extreme. Even Jordan B. Peterson is not a man today. He's a piece of shit. Okay? Yeah, you're a piece of shit. I consider Days of Noah a man. I consider Marcus Pitts a man. I consider the guy who's on Primitive Technology a man. Those are real men. They actually have value. They actually give you stuff that is of value. They give you qualitative content. Even the guy who does valuetainment is a man. But not these other people who are just famous all over the planet. They and they wear suits and ties, or they wear T-shirts, or they and joggers. But like, you see who they are. They're the kind of guys who they got a fat wallet full of like $100 bills, and they could be driving a Honda Civic. They could be driving a Bugatti Chiron. Or some Lamborghini, or they could be driving a Toyota Corolla. But you know who I'm talking about. Those aren't men today. Men have muscle. Men have brains, real brains. Men have morals based in God. Real males, real men are beholden to God. Real men are connected to God. The rest of them are just connected to nothing or the devil. And when I mean nothing, I don't mean the nothing that we call something. I'm talking about true nothingness, where it's empty space, where it's just all pitch black or pitch white or pitch brown, whatever color it is. And also, I'm going to make this clear, because a lot of you, I don't know where you get this from. Well, actually, I do know where you get this from. You get this from the females or the males who are of the next two generations, or my generation, or the generation before mine, or before that, who they're not males and females. They would say they're non-binary. They don't have a gender. Okay, that's where you got this from. I have a beard. I have a lot of hair. Do you know how many males have run this planet that have had beards and full hair, like a lot of hair? Do you know how many? Do you know how many have been of importance? Do you know how many have made this planet what it is? Do you know how many have had success, have actually helped generations? A lot of them. Those are the real men. Look at all the most powerful men in history. They didn't shave. They didn't, you know, oh my God, oh, I'm feminine. Oh, no beard for me, no hair, but lipstick and eyelashes like a woman. No, they had beards. They had a lot of hair, and they were bushy. And we still have men like that today. They may not be Bill Gates, meaning they may not have a lot of money. They may not, have all the cars and own a big company. They may just be the farmer down the street. Those are the men that count. Like, what's his name? The guy on YouTube. Oh, God. Uh, Dwayne, Dry Creek Wrangler School. Look at him. Look at Days of Noah. Are these guys Bill Gates? No, they're not. But these are people who are driving the planet forward. Not the feminine guys, not the lady boys who get on here and say, no, this is the new world. You have to confine to, you have to listen to our rules. It's all about us now. No, it isn't. You guys are you guys are getting on out of here. You guys are being destroyed. You guys are gone. You guys are old news, and you were old news when you first came into this planet. Get the fuck out of here. Like the old Italians, would say in New York or in Italy, get the fuck out of here. And I'm not saying having a beard makes you like that, because yeah, there's clearly men out there who have beards and they're pieces of shit. But they're not feminine men. They're men. They're males, but they're pieces of shit males because they've been brainwashed. Because yeah, they may not dress up, in women's clothes, and they dress up in men's clothes, and you can tell they're men, but they have the same mentality as the cross-dresser man, of the feminine men, because they've been brainwashed. But that's a minority. The majority, we all know who we are. We're the ones holding this planet up. We're the ones doing the right things. We're the ones supporting families the right way. We have morals. We certainly have, ethical principles. We certainly, have philosophies that actually resonate with God and not resonate with, I don't know, some evil entity or boohoo woohoo. So, literally, like, this is what it is. And you can accept it or not accept it, but you not accepting it, you saying that's not true, doesn't mean it's true when it is. Like an example, there's two of you, and there's a red car in front of you, and both of you see it's red, and you know it's red because you see the color. And the first person says, yeah, look at that red car. But the second person says, no, that's a blue car, even though it's red. Saying it's blue doesn't mean it's blue when it's red. It doesn't take the red and turn it into blue. So I'm going on this journey, and this journey is going to be a good one. I'm going to reach a higher level of consciousness, just like Josh Wink's song, Higher State of Consciousness. Yeah, I have the full album. It's a good album. Oh, it resonates with me so much. When he made that song in the 90s, I've been listening to that song since I was a kid. Since I was like, before a teenager. I got it on an album. The first time I ever heard it was on an album called World of Techno, Volume 3. Then I found, I think it's Volume 3. Then I found his full CD, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to listen to all the other versions. It's a great song, Higher State of Consciousness. Another good song is by Beethoven, practically all of them. And I said another good song, but all of Beethoven's music is great. Bach, Chopin, Haydn, um, Vivaldi, all these guys. Even music before their time. Uh, but you know, and what I was saying there was there's good music and there's bad music, and I listed some good music. If I were to list all of it, I would have to do like an infinite hour live stream. So basically, um, I'm going on this journey, and this journey is going to it's going to take me to a higher place. It's going to make me become a better person. Not that I'm a better person already. I'm going to become better than I already am. I'm going to continue improving on myself. Uh, I'm going to continue improving. I'm going to basically improve myself much more than I already have. So, for instance, okay, one thing that I started doing, which I did this before, but I didn't really like do it so much, and I didn't really go wholeheartedly into it. I just did it, you know, before it's just kind of a thing like, oh, it tastes good. But now I do it full fledged. In the morning, when I wake up, I drink water with lemon. End of story. Why? Because you're supposed to do that. Because you need electrolytes in your body. I knew that before, but I didn't really do that for that. I did it just, oh, I like the taste of it, you know, just for a quick pleasure. And then I stopped. But then I was like, you know what? No. I'm glad I'm doing it for a pleasure, but let's do it for real. Let's actually do it for more than just a pleasure. Let's continue the pleasure, but let's do it for the health reason. Let's do it because I need to do it, because it's going to better myself. So that's what I started doing. And my intake of meat has increased. My intake of proteins has increased. I wasn't born perfect. I was born with some health issues. And so I stopped eating a lot of things. I'll go through that in detail in a future video. Some of the things, let's just say for now, sugar and bread. Okay? And when I talk about sugar, I mean real sugar, like candy, like the majority of sugar you find out there. I'm not talking about um, oranges. I'm not talking about honey, because honey is healthy for you. Oranges are healthy for you. If you're someone who has eczema, you have to figure out what foods basically are giving you the allergic reaction. Basically, you have to figure out what's giving you eczema, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So I've weeded out a bunch of stuff, and I'm reintroducing them one by one. Some things I've figured out. Some things I haven't. You know, it's just trial and error. You gotta do things, you know, on your own body, by yourself. You can't expect a doctor to do them. You can't go to the doctor. You can't go to your family. Can't go to your spouse and all that. You have to do it yourself, because they don't have your body. They don't know your body. They are not you. And end of story. You have to fix thyself. And so this journey that I'm going on, it's a philosophical journey. It's a self-healing journey. It's a journey of the self and self-improvement. I'm not going to take too much time on it. Like, I'm not going to just continue on improving myself, like getting a bunch of information and then using it to improve on myself. I'm not just going to do that. There's going to be time for other people. It's going to be a balancing act. But one will be more than the other. Improving myself will be a little more than doing other things with other people and getting involved in other things. Because if I improve myself, if I get myself here, then I'm able to do the other things. Okay? And so that's basically, what I'm going to be doing. Will I be documenting this? Will you see things on my YouTube channel? Yeah, but there will be a lot of private things that you won't see because I wholeheartedly believe in privacy. Yes, okay, I'm on YouTube. You see the videos I do. So you might think, well, he doesn't care about privacy because if he cared about privacy, he wouldn't be on YouTube. Privacy is long gone. And I'm talking about the actual privacy, the true sense of privacy, like we had in the 1800s. That is long gone for the 95% of this planet, for the 95% of the population. But there's still 5% of it which you can actually grab and use. Privacy is still kind of here. It hasn't been totally gone because we still have restrooms, and you don't just have people walking into the restroom. Like the gas station I used to work at, which, okay, let me say this. In Korea, there's a company, you can look this up, which has toilets, which literally have cameras in the toilets. They have a system in the toilet, which when you take a shit, it basically logs that in and it turns it into money. And then you can use that money to buy things at your facility. So say they put it at a college and you can buy top ramen or whatever, noodles or whatever. So when I was in the working when I was working in the gas station, my boss said something very clear to me, which got me thinking about privacy. He said, well, we don't have cameras in the bathroom, so I really can't see what's going on there. So basically, it is what it is. And I thought about it and I was like, just think if there were cameras in all bathrooms, whether it be at home or whether uh, it be, at, at your business place or at a park. Just think about it. There goes the end of privacy whatsoever. I mean, we already have cameras within our bedroom because we take our cell phones in there, because we have our computers in there. We have, whatever camera systems we put in our house in there for security reasons. I mean, the bathroom is the last frontier of privacy, literally. Now, of course, if it's a family and there's like, a child in the bathroom and the mother is bathing the child is like, 2 years old and the mother's bathing it in the bathroom. Well, that's a different story. But if you have a son who's at home and he's 20 years old and you walk in on him as he's taking a shower in there, I mean, come on, really? Like he's 20 years old. Or you're in the bathroom at an elementary school. You're an elementary school kid, and you're in the bathroom, and then freaking, I don't know, some female teacher walks in, the boys' bathroom. It's like, really? And she's like, oh my gosh, a pee-pee. Ooh, yeah, little boys. I mean, come on, really? And this day and age, that happens. And you know what? No one does anything about it. They let it go. They're like, oh, so what? And the parent lets it go too, because the parent is like, well, that's the way of the world today. If you did that when I went to school, and we're talking even in like 2008, before Obama, you would be penalized for it. You would get in trouble. You get arrested. You get sent to jail. You would get the death penalty in certain parts of the planet. Now, who cares? Who cares? Humans are humans when they're not. Come on. We're not all the same. God didn't create us like that. God didn't make us like that. So basically, I'm going on this journey, and this journey is going to be a good one. I have a couple books here. I'm just going to show them off. The first one is Ethics 101. Okay? And I already read through that book. I'm going to reread it again, though. And the second one that I'm reading is Martin Heidegger's Metaphysics and Nihilism. This is another great book. Okay? I'm currently reading that one, and that one is a very hard read. Martin Heidegger, he was German. Martin Heidegger is German. This was translated from German to English. It's just a very hard read, but that's okay. It's better to read a hard book than read a soft book. The other books basically that I'm uh, gonna read after Martin Heidegger's book. Ooh, jeez, is Metaphysics 101. Okay, I mean Philosophy 101. Sorry, Philosophy 101. Okay. Then the other one is The Utopia of Rules on Technology, Stupidity, and the Secret Joys of Bureaucracy. David Graeber, author of Debt, the First 500 Years. I probably botched his name. Okay. And this book looks really interesting just by the front cover. And then I also got Immanuel Kant, Groundwork of the Metaphysics of Morals. It's a translation. Um, okay. This book is seems like another great book. Now the Ethics 101 and Philosophy 101, they're kind of like, they're not easy reads, but they're beginner hard reads. Okay. And what I mean by easy reads is I don't mean childish books either, like Cat in the Hat. I mean, like, okay, I read that too, and I'm glad I read it, and stuff like that. But what I mean by easy reads is like, there's books today based, from like philosophers of like yesterday or today that are just easy. They're just like, it's like, bro, what is this giving me? I mean, sure, you're learning something, but like, you read Martin Heidegger's Metaphysics and Nihilism, that's a hard read, and that there's a lot of context in there. There's actually big words in there. I mean, to understand that, jeez, that's the stuff people should be reading. I mean, your choice. You can read whatever you want to. If you start off with books like these type of books will give you the basics, and the understandings of like ethics 101. Like, this is ethics, like it says, ethics 101. Okay, from altruism and utilitarianism to bioethics, political ethics, an exploration of the concepts of the right and wrong. So this basically is about right and wrong. Is something ethical or is it unethical? And right now, we are in the age of bioethics and political ethics. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's do it. We're in the age of bioethics and political ethics, because right now we are talking about biology. We are talking about policies, political policies, with the vaccine, with how they want to change humans into some type of other race, other species. They want to merge man with machine. They start talking about the transhumanism, but they're really talking about singularity, which is the ultimate goal. And political ethics is in there. What's politically ethical? What's biologically ethical? We basically hold on. We're basically living in an age where we're talking about that right now. I mean, you want someone who's really talking about it, who's really giving insight into it. Go to Days of Noah's channel, and he has phenomenal work. I mean, he has another channel too, Days of Noah TV. He's also coming out with a health channel. He has which is called Making Moves. Then he has a music channel. But Days of Noah is his first channel. Oh my God, he goes into these concepts a lot. He talks about a lot of like, bioethics and political ethics, and he talks about what's happening now and where we're headed. He's basically showing us that, hey, we're headed towards the singularity, and this has to be stopped. Not slowed down, but it has to be stopped, because if not, you will see the demise of the human being, right? Of the human race, of the human being, and God already said that man will destroy itself. The devil and I do not need to intervene and do anything. Man will do this all themselves based off of their choices. So literally, like, I got these books. See, I'm not a big proponent of reading. I'm not a big proponent of watching videos or uh, television or movies, or even though I do that, I'm not so much into that, like as much as I'm into the outside, as much as I'm into making things and like I'm making a video or learning other things like. But reading a little bit, watching a little bit of videos, playing a little bit of video games, doing things a little bit is fine. But I'm not a proponent of someone just sitting there and doing that all the time, every day, and doing nothing else. Diversify your life, do different things. Go outside, go read a book, go watch a video, go make something, go invent something, go do work. Don't just sit there on your phone all day and just look at your phone. Like, you have your phone and you're just like all day doing, you're just all day doing this. Like, don't be doing that. Like, seriously, don't be on your computer playing video games 24/7. There's other things to do in life. Don't be a horse like this with the things on its eyes. Just, like seriously, like that's ridiculous. Like, who in the heck does that? God didn't create us that way. That's not being at all. And that's wasting your time. That's literally wasting your time. Yeah, you're doing something, sure. You're okay, so you're on your device and you're doing something that's making you money. So you can pay off your bills, buy your food, do whatever. But that's still wasting your time because you could actually basically be growing your higher self. You could be growing to this level. Instead, you're just staying at this level instead of actually growing, instead of being a higher being, which God said we can all become higher beings. We can all unlock our box that we have. We have full potential of whatever we want. Oh, now you start to sound like the other people on this planet who talk about, this and that, and they say, oh, you can achieve this wealth and all that, this money, and, by doing it. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this, okay? All right. First of all, I have a beard, mustache. I have, it's full. I have hair. Do you know that men today who do not have that, who are feminine men, who paint their nails, they put on lipstick, do you know that they don't carry any weight? They don't have weight to them. You know that they're not running this planet, right? You know they're down here and they're staying down here. Do you know who are the ones that are running this planet? The ones who have full beards and full hair and mustaches. They've always ran this planet. Look at all of the kings and queens. Look at all of the rulers of this planet. They've all had beards, and and I'm talking about the ones that had beards and all that were actual true rulers who actually made a difference on this planet, who ruled over their kingdoms, who were actual men. Not the rulers who shaved and they freaking did squat. And they weren't men at all. And they probably were gay. Or they probably weren't gay, they just weren't interested in anybody. They were just pieces of shit. They were tyrants. They were pieces of shit. They didn't know anything. They didn't know how to rule. I'm talking about the ones that actually ruled, that actually had strength, that had wisdom, that actually lived a long time, that knew what they were doing, that were connected to God. Those were real men. Not these fake ass men you have nowadays. Oh, my beautiful eyelashes, my beautiful lipstick. Like, come on, seriously? Keep eating your soy. See what happens. Keep eating your Soylent Greens. See what happens in the end. You all die. Just kill yourself off anyways. We don't need you. Like, seriously. Like, it's just how it is. It's how the world's run. And the real women aren't the lady boys. Aren't the women who, are tomboys, lady boys. They're basically males in a female body. You know what I'm saying? The real ladies, the real females, the real women are the ones that you see. They have natural body features. They're natural. They stay at home. They take care of the kids. They take care of the house. They don't work. They don't have a job except that of being at home and taking care of the kids and making sure everything is prepared for the husband when he comes home. Oh, you're speaking to the 1950s. Oh, the 1600s. No, I'm not. I'm speaking to every age and any age. See, there are women today who are saying the same things I'm saying. There are men today saying the same things that I'm saying. And there's a lot of them. What's the percentage? You want a percentage? You want to be a statistic? You want me to give you a percentage? Okay, 95%. Yeah, the tides are turning. We're sick. We're sick and tired of your bullshit. We don't want your bullshit. We don't want it. We're sick and tired of it. Wokeism or whatever you want to call it. All of you who are moving towards a singularity, you know? Oh, jeez. Sorry. So, basically, yeah. So I'm going on this journey, and it's going to be a fun one. Let me read you literally, like, okay, it's not the very, okay. The very first page is right here. This is the very first page of the book, like page 1, right here. Look, okay. So, because why did I have to do that? Because it doesn't matter what generation you're from. There's people on here who, there's people who will be like, well, page 1, well, that's not page 1. Well, yeah, it says page 1, but that's not page 1. Page 1 is the front cover of the book, and then you turn it and there's page 1. Well, okay, really? Like, let me read you from page 1. Well, okay. See, you are right, because if you think about it, this is page 1. Okay, but it's not labeled page 1, and then this is page 2, and so, like, when I went to, like, basically see how, like, right here, basically on the bottom it says see that? It says page 5. So I mean, you get my point. There's just some people who you tell them, oh, let me read you from page 1, and then you show them page 1, and they're like, that's not page 1. You forgot the table of context. You forgot, all the other pages before it. Yeah. But what I mean is, let me read you, like, the introduction page, basically. Ethics, also called moral philosophy, is the division of philosophy concerned with how a person should behave in a matter that is considered morally correct or good. It sounds like a simple idea, how to be good and why it's important to be good, but it's a concept that has fascinated and agonized moral philosophers for more than 2,000 years. Ethics means trying to figure out why one should behave morally, as well as understanding the motivating factors for the behavior. It also examines what exactly makes something good or bad. For example, is that sense of good or bad something that's naturally inside of us, or is that sense placed there by a divine being? Okay. Do we follow a moral code? Do we act morally because it is often in our self-interest to do so? Is it ethical Is ethical behavior all about the nature of the consequences of our actions? Let's see, does it go to the next page? It goes to the next page too. It says ethics are arguably the one type of philosophy that is rarely applicable to daily life. Philosophy asks big questions like, is God real, or why are we here? But those big questions don't directly address how to live one's life. Ethics is the missing step between addressing the infiniteness of the universe and reconciling it with the daily existence of life on earth. If philosophy encourages moral behavior by asking the big why questions, when ethics is an exploration of the moral behavior and it seeks to formulate, concentrate what and how answers to the questions that philosophy poses. So, like, basically, why did I get this book? Why did I get it? Well, because first of all, ethics is a great thing to learn. I mean, like, this book right here is okay. Martin Heidegger's Metaphysics and Nihilism is a hard read. This is also a hard read, but like, it's a beginner hard reader. It's not hard in a sense like Martin Heidegger's Metaphysics and Nihilism. You know, it's not like a level 10 hard read. It's more or less like, I would say, a level 2. Okay. So it's not like a children's book, and it's not even like a children's hard book. It's more like just a level 2 adult book, because it gives you the groundwork of ethics. You know, it's ethics 101. I mean, whenever you see something that's like blah, blah, blah 101, then you know it's just like, oh, okay, this is like the basics. This is teaching you the basics. You know, and it could be a hard read. It could be an easy read. But ethics 101, it's somewhat hard. You know, it's on a level 2, which I think is great. You can get all these books off of the internet or at a physical store near you, you know, or wherever. So an online store or a physical store. So this book right here, what it's basically, you know, about is how one should live. Okay, this book right here is about how one should live. Literally, right and wrong. Okay. This journey that I'm going on is literally going to help me on how one should live, how I should live in the true sense of living and the true sense of being, how I should live according to God and how I should live according to nature, according to the real things, you know, that happen in nature, that happen in the universe, not according to these made up bullshit laws of man, and you know, all this stuff you see on TV, the radio, the internet, the books, you know, not the bullshit stuff, but the real stuff. Because, you know, there's people who they go from their house to one spot back home, you know, whether it be a grocery store around the block, in their backyard, the mountains, and then they, you know, and stuff like that, and then come home and it's like, bro, like, what the hell did I just do? Because they have the sense of, I wasn't living. I didn't reach a higher level, you know? And so basically, like, I'm going to do much more than that. Once I go out of my house, I'm going to keep going out of my house. I'm going to keep going and going. The journey is going to, you know, go further and further to infinity and beyond. Literally, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be trekking mountains. Like, so I have an uncle of mine. He's been doing this since forever. Like, so this is what he does. He goes from Fresno, I think he still lives in Fresno, and he walks literally with just a backpack from Fresno to Reno, Nevada, and he treks over the mountains. Then he takes a bus back, and he's been doing that forever. And you look at him, he's in another dimension. He is from another time period. He's a real like you're like whoa, okay. I'm not kidding you. This he's a man. He is a real man. I mean, he's got guts and glory. This guy is built, and he does that every summer. And I'm gonna be doing the same thing. I mean, a lot of you say, well, you don't have to do that. You could just walk around the city for hours on end. Maybe do parkour. Maybe do some. Yeah, sure, but nah. When you're out there in the wilderness, you don't have anything about the wilderness. It's a totally different story. You see, the reason why they don't want you in the wilderness is because they don't want you out there with where you came from. They don't want you out with the positive ions and the negative ions that are out there. They don't. It's like they don't want you close to the beach. You know that if you actually go to the beach, if you actually are near the ocean waves, there's an ionosphere. There's stuff that happens to your body that is natural, that is healthy. Oh yeah, they don't tell you that. They do not tell you that. And all these people go to these beaches, they pack them full, but they don't even know that. They just go there for the leisure, for the fun. No, stuff happens to you. There's harmonic frequencies that we resonate with, that are natural harmonic frequencies that God has created, placed in the universe, on this planet. They're there. My cell phone's shaking. Well, I have my hands on the table, and this table is, it is what it is. But there's harmonic frequencies, that we resonate with. One of them being 432 hertz. So let me say a few things here. So how should one live? Well, if we refer to this book, which I'm not going to, refer to this book like a lot, but Ethics in the Ancient Greek Philosophers. Okay. Philosophy versus moral philosophy. I'm just reading some of the headings here. Let's see here. So there's like metaphysics, epistemology, ethics, political philosophy, aesthetics, there's all this kind of stuff. I'll just turn to a page of a book. Jeremy Bentham and Measuring Utility, Bentham's sliding scale, which I'll get into it in more detail, but how should one live? One should live ethically. One should live morally. One should have morals based in God. One should, live ethically based in God. And nothing outside of that. Nothing. I don't care what you think. I don't give a shit. That's how all of us should live. Why? Because that's the true way to live. Anything else is made up by humans, or it comes from the depths of hell, which we shouldn't even be going there. And I don't care. I don't give a shit. It's not do what thou wilt, or do what thou want to say. It's not that it's not do whatever you want, or do whatever you say, or no. There are universal laws that we have to abide by. And if we do not abide by those universal laws, consequences will happen. You will die. Things will happen to you. Your life will become a mess. Things will happen to you. It will be disorderly, disorganized. Okay? That's just the truth. So you have to have morals, you have to have ethics. You have to be someone uh, who lives by certain standards that God has put on this planet. First, serve God. Serve Him. Do as He says. He's the Father. He is the Almighty. You do as God says. Look, everybody believes in God, the same God that I'm talking about. Everybody has just given Him a different name. There's different religions, all this stuff, but they're all geared towards, leaning towards, going towards the same exact God. So when you say I don't believe in God or I don't believe in your God, no, we all believe in the same God. It's just you giving Him a different name than I've given Him, and you go to a different church than I do. I mean, I don't go to church, but you get my point. So essentially, that's how it is. I mean, and then there's Jesus. Well, we have all given Him different names, but His real name is Joshua, not Jesus, and whatever other names you've given Him. I mean, God has told, and it's okay if God. Well, okay. Let me say this. And for all of us to give Him different names, maybe God has made it that way. It's like, hey, this is my real name, but just for the sake of, I know who you're talking about, you can call me this and that and this and that. Okay, sweet. Maybe He's done that. Maybe, it's okay. Maybe it's not okay. I have no idea. I can ask Him. I can talk to Him. He'll give me an answer. And I'll relay it to you. But for the time being, I have no idea. I don't know. So, we there's a lot of things that aren't moral on this planet. There's a lot of things that aren't ethical on this planet. GMO is not ethical. Gene editing is not ethical. It's not moral. There's a lot of you that will say it is. Okay. You have people who will say, well, you see, the population is growing, so we need to find a way to grow more food. And if we're going to be stuck in the Middle Ages, well, that's not going to help us grow more food. So we need to get out of the Middle Ages and come up with, technologies that will help us grow more food. Yeah. That doesn't mean it's moral and ethical to do that. And we shouldn't be doing we shouldn't be doing unethical and basically we shouldn't be doing evil things. Like it says here in the book that, for instance, we lie. And sometimes we tell a white lie. Well, a lie is a lie. We need to quit with this bullshit of white lie, green lie, black lie, blue lie. No. A lie is a lie. And you shouldn't lie at all. I've done it. We've all done it. But I've gotten away from it. Have I completely stopped? Yeah. For sure. In this box, I still need to work on it. But for the most part, I'm completely done. So, lying. It talks about lying in here. Now, we need to all stop lying. Just stop lying. Tell the truth. The truth doesn't hurt. The truth does not hurt. The truth only gives power to the other person. The truth only makes both parties reach a higher level. I would rather be told the truth than be told a lie. Because you know what lying is? Well, see, this is what lying is. And, and not to me, not to everyone. This is just what lying is. Lying is basically you sweetening the deal. You're like, there's a woman who's ugly, and she's ugly, just however she's ugly, and you say she's beautiful because you're trying to make a sweet deal. You want to go out with her because let's say she knows how to take care of kids, but she's ugly. And you don't want to say she's ugly, and you want to say, oh, you're cute and beautiful, you're sexy, just so you can get with her and have her take care of your kids, or have her have kids with her and then have her take care of them. You're basically lying to sweeten the deal. Whereas if you told the truth, she would obviously accept it and be like, you know what, I'll be with you because you told me the truth. Because you know what? Think of this. Think of this. Because I know there's all of you who would say, oh, but what if you told her the truth and then she smacked you across the face and left you? No. Because you want to go there? She would do that if you lied. And I'm going to give you a scenario. Say you're with her. She's ugly and you're with her. And then you're married. And then you go and there's what you would call a beautiful woman, not ugly, and you go and have sex with her and you go do your thing. Basically, you cheat on your wife, your ugly wife. And you tell her a lie. You say, I never did that, I've never done that, I don't do that, I just go to work and then I come home and you see what I do. And then she finds out the truth. You think she's going to just continue being with you? No, she's going to slap you and leave you. And by the way, I don't accept divorce, I don't believe in divorce, so do not divorce. But you think she's just going to be like, oh, honey, I love you. No, she's going to slap you and leave you. I would do the same if you lied to me. So for you to say, oh, well, she would do that if you told the truth. No, because if you told me the truth that, hey, I'm skinny and I have a beard and I look like shit, I'd be like, thanks for the compliment. I really appreciate it. You have a nice day. Can we hang out sometime? You seem like a really great friend. That's how I would react. Because you told the truth. I'd be like, thanks for telling me the truth. I'm glad you like my beard. I'm glad you like my hair. And I look like shit to you? All right. That means you like me a lot. That means you like shitty people. That's how it would be. Oh, yeah. Oh, what the hell? Oh, he just defeated me. I hate that shit. Yeah, I know you hate that shit. I know that you hate it. I know. But hey, that's the reality of life. You can hate it or love it. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't affect me one bit. So, don't lie. It's not moral to lie. I mean, it's immoral to lie. It's unethical to lie. We shouldn't be doing that in the first place. Shouldn't even think about it. Just tell the truth. We have all these evil people around the planet who aren't telling us the truth. And you see how many angry people there are? Do you see the reaction they're getting? They're not getting a happy reaction like, oh, we're going to give you a bunch of hugs and stuff like that. No, people are pissed off. People are pissed off at Klaus Schwab for not telling the truth. People are pissed off at Bill Gates. People are pissed off at Ron DeSantis or Gavin Newsom or whoever, the devil. They're pissed off at all these liars. They're not happy. I'm not happy. They're all happy because their plans are working just fine, but we're not. You will be, you will be happy and own nothing. You will own nothing and be happy. Bro, we're already not happy. What do you think comes next after unhappiness? Uprising? Revolt? Oh, you can forget that. Something way worse than that's coming. Oh yeah, we're going to take things to new heights. So I'm basically going on a journey that's going to improve myself. You have to self-improve before you can improve on others, before you can improve other things. Self-improvement is something we all have to do first. And you don't stay in self-improvement and just keep self-improving yourself. You know, like I could read 1,000 books, I could play 1,000 video games, I could do things all about, just for myself, and still not, uh, and still not have anything done, and still not, have produced anything. Nothing will be produced out of that. I could basically read a bunch of books and just keep reading books, and still nothing will come of it. Sure, I'll have read all these books, I'll have learned a bunch of things, but if I don't apply that to the world, if I don't go out there and teach that to other people and start improving other people and the lives of other people and improving, I don't know, some business or some vehicle or something, what good did all those books, do for me? Only one thing. Just the only good they did is giving me more knowledge. That's it. But I have to take that knowledge and I have to apply it. I have to go use it. So basically, you have to do self-improvement. But then after that, you have to go do something else. You have to improve on something else, whether it be another human being or an object or whatever. You can't just sit there and just do things just for your own life. Before you can take care of others, you have to take care of yourself, but you don't continuously take care of yourself. So I'm going to do that, as well as I'm going to be doing other things. And it's not going to be living the minimalist life or the simple life. No. And it's not going to be living the complex life or whatever. Oh, I'm going to have a fun life with this. I mean, my life is going to be fun. I'm going to be improving on myself in many ways, physically and mentally. One of the first things that I started doing in the morning was I started drinking water with lemon. Before, I did it just as a pleasurable thing. I put some lemon in some water. It tasted good, whatever. I even used to make lemonade at home sometimes with real lemons. I just peel the lemon, put it all in there, put some sugar, whatever. But now I do it because it's like, hey, it's an improvement on my life. Health-wise, mentally wise, because you have to have electrolytes in your water, and water is the first thing you should have in your system when you wake up out of bed. Go take a shower, go do whatever, and then after that, go drink a cup of water. It can be a big cup, small cup, just drink some water. After that, then go drink your tea. And then, after that, then you can drink, your tea, or if you drink orange juice, but tea, and then make your breakfast. It's important. Breakfast is one of the most important meals of the day. One of them. I started doing the other things. Like I said, I don't really, I've said this in the past, but I don't like books. I don't like the internet. It's a lot of things I don't like, but I started reading books. I started reading books that actually people need to read, that I need to read, that basically will give you a basic understanding of God, the human being, the self, life around you, nature, it'll give you the basic understandings and the complex understandings of life and everything else. Sure, it's at the age I'm at. It's not at 2 years old or 22 or 16. But at least I started doing it. At least, I started at some point in my life, and I'm continuing to do it and not stopping. You should do the same. So, yeah, this journey is going to be a fun one, and I'll take you on it. Like I said, there's going to be things that are private, but you'll see some things. I'll teach you some things. We have to get away from all of this stuff that we're doing now. Like we have to go back to nature. We just have to go back to a time where people were on their cell phones, they were on their computers. Yeah, they were watching TV, they drove cars and stuff, but like less and less.